Hey guys, check out Italian Wine Unplugged 2.0, brought to you by Mama Jumbo Shrimp, a fully updated second edition, reviewed and revised by an expert panel of certified Italian wine ambassadors from across the globe. The book also includes an edition by Professore Attilio Scienza, Italy's leading vine geneticist. To pick up a copy today, just head to Amazon.com or visit us at MamaJumboShrimp.com. Welcome to this special Italian wine podcast broadcast. This episode is a recording off Clubhouse, the popular drop-in audio chat. This Clubhouse session was taken from the Wine Business Club and Italian Wine Club. Listen in as wine lovers and experts alike engage in some great conversation on a range of topics in wine. If you enjoy listening, please consider donating through ItalianWinePodcast.com. Any amount helps cover equipment, production, and publication costs. And remember to subscribe and rate our show wherever you tune in. Welcome, everybody, to Clubhouse Ambassador's Corner. It is Friday here in Verona, and I am standing in for Stevie Kim as she is on her travels yet again, probably doing another on-the-road edition, but I cannot keep track of her schedule because she is constantly traveling. So I have no idea where she is, but she's off doing something on the road edition related. So tonight we have Slawek Kominski, our Italian wine superstar, Italian wine podcast superstar, and you are going to be interviewing Marco Biscardo. So let me just quickly introduce you. I should probably start off by saying that Clubhouse is very popular. We always replay these on the Italian Wine Podcast, and that's what I'm going to do. So let's start off by giving Sławek a welcome. He's the founder and owner of MineWine in Poland. Slawomir is a wine lover, especially one of Italian wine, and he has a strong determination to turn the combination of his passion for wine and business into success. He's a communicator and an excellent interpersonal skills and I can't even say that word, entrepreneurial. He's an entrepreneur. Anyway, so basically, he loves all things to do with wine, especially Italian wine. For the last 15 years, he's been the founder of the MineWine, which operates in the Polish wine retail market, and he's an owner of 4 specialist wine stores, and 2 of them have wine bars and tasting rooms where he and his team organize lots of wine courses, masterclasses, and tastings with the producers. And he's also an Italian wine ambassador, a Valpolicella Wine Specialist, and official ambassador of Langhe Vini. He's the second. This is his second Ambassador's Corner. So welcome, Slawek. How you doing?
Hello, Joy. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much, Joy, for this amazing introduction. I'm very proud to be a second time on the Ambassador's Corner. Last time, my guest was Michele Scienza, the owner of the estates Guado Almelo from Bulgaria. Now I have invited Marco, who is also my supplier, and we are sitting together in the wine table at this moment because Marco is in Poznan, in my city, and we will have a tasting with my customers this evening and tomorrow evening. So now we've got a great opportunity to sitting on the same table at the same time, not to be online. So it's I think it will be better for our discussion and our conversation.
Yeah, I think that is nice, actually, because even though it's great that we have all these tech things where people can be sitting opposite sides of the planet, it's always sounds better when you guys are in person. So I'm
exactly.
I'm all for it. All right. Well, before I let you guys have your your interview, I should ask. So, how did you discover Marco Biscardo's wines?
Okay, we know each other with Marco for many years, and we have cooperated together with his Fosso Corno wines from Abruzzo since 2016. But Marco, it's not only the owner of this winery, but he's also the boss of Enobis company, which is a distributor and represents wineries from all over Italy. Not only in Europe, but also in many other different markets like the US and Japan. So I think that the possibility to discover these two perspectives, wine producer on the one hand and distributor on the other, can give our listeners a great mix of knowledge and vision of the Italian wine market.
Okay, well, let me see here. Do you have I know this is not something that you were expecting me to ask, but do you have a specific wine of his that you particularly like?
Oh, of course, I like all of them because Marco's wines are really, really great. And we will have a possibility to taste 8 of these wines this evening. But I really love these 2 wines. One is the Pecorino; it's a white wine. We will talk a little bit about it. And the second wine, it's the Orsus. It's Montepulciano d'Abruzzo Collino Terramana, the OCG. It's a very particular project of Marco in Abruzzo area with some special winemaking techniques, and we will talk about it, I hope, later this evening.
Okay, so that's fantastic. I'm going to stop talking now, and I'm going to hand over the floor. So, Marco, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, Joe.
Hi. Okay, so I'm going to mute myself. I'll come back at the end if there's any questions, and I guess have a good conversation.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Marco, welcome to Italian Wine Podcast and Ambassador's Corner. It's a fantastic. I'm really proud that we can discuss together on this show about the Italian wines, and it's a great pleasure to have you here.
Oh, thank you very much, Sławek. Thank you very much, Joe, for the invitation, and hi to everybody that listen now.
Okay, so guys, at the beginning, let me describe the Marco Biscardo, and a little dossier about him. So Marco and his sister Sabrina are the 4th generations in the wine business. In 1930, their grandfather founded the Biscardo winery in the Bardolino area, close to Verona, of course, in Veneto region. And at 20, their father, Augusto, began to sell typical wines of the Verona area, like Amarone, Valpolicella, Bardolino, and Soave. And at the beginning, in the first of all, in Italy, and then in Germany. And you need to know that at that time, the German market became more and more important. So he spent more time abroad. And in Germany, at the same time, 3 other wines, not only from Veneto, had a success. It was a Chianti, Lambrusco, and Montepulciano. So the Biscardo winery decided to buy the Montepulciano wine as a bulk wine, bottle and sold them. In Germany, but also in other countries. And when their grandfather, the founder of the winery, passed away, the Marco's father decided to leave the Biscardo winery to his brother and cousin and build his own distribution company for Germany. And Marco and his sister Sabrina, after they graduated, began to work with their father on the distribution of wines from 14 Italian wineries from different regions, from north to south of Italy. And in 2002, Marco, Sabrina, and the father made a big investment and bought the Fosso Corno estate in Abruzzo. 3 years later, their father, Augusto, passed away without seeing the first harvest. But Marco and Sabrina decided to continue their vision and mission, which is the production of a particular high-quality Montepulciano wines. So, Marco, I need to ask as a first question the reason why you are a Venetiano and you decided to invest, you and your family decided to invest money, but not only money, but also your commitment and heart in Abruzzo, a region quite far from the place where you are live. Why you decided to invest your money and your heart in Abruzzo region?
Sławek, as you told, my sister and I comes from Verona. Verona is a very interesting and famous town for the production of Valpolicella, Marrone, Bardolino, as you say, Soave as well, Lugana. But the funny history is as my father was a young salesman and begins to work with his father in their own winery, he went to Abruzzo as a region, Italian region, to sell their wines there, to sell their Valpolicella, their Amarone, Soave especially, to this region, to their retailer. And the second contact with this special and fantastic region was when he began to sell in Europe, especially in Germany, but in Switzerland and in Belgium, in the UK. And the importers at that time were Italian importers, and they asked him not only for their wines, Valpolicella, Soave, that they produced, but they asked them, to my father, Montepulciano. And so the family at that time, my grandfather and my father, decided to went to the Abruzzo region to buy Montepulciano as bulk wine. This was the second contact with this region. One, to sell their wines to the region Abruzzo, but at the same time to buy from Abruzzo the bulk Montepulciano and to bottle it in their own winery. But my father fell in love for this region, for some particularly place for the landscape, for the era, for the terroir, and the quality of the grapes. He saw a very interesting grape and an interesting great wine. And so after this, he went away from his winery and founded his own export distribution company. In the 2001, 2002, they decided, my father, my mother, my sister, and I, to make an important investment in this region, Abruzzo, to buy an hill. And this hill is in a particular place, area, north in Abruzzo, that is called Colline Terramane. That it means the hill about Teramo city. And this area is located between the Teramo city and the Adriatic Sea coast. And this is a fantastic landscape, a fantastic area for producing of great red wines. So this is was our background, the beginning of our investment there.
Okay, that's great. Marco, what do you think, which elements make Abruzzo stand out the most? or more nearly DOCG Colline Terramane. It's unique location, as you said, between the Adriatic coast and the mountain, especially the Gran Sasso Massif, or the climate, the soil, the variety typicity, or maybe a mix of all these elements.
Yes, Sławek, this is there are a mix of elements as the terroir, the climate, the microclimate, because you are between high mountains that are above 3,000 meters over the sea level, to the hills that are directly ending at the Adriatic coast. And the soil, we have especially a percentage of 33% of clay, gray clay, and all the mix of this point make the difference and give the possibility to a Montepulciano variety grape to make in this special area great wines, as you can speak about Chianti Classico or Brunello di Montalcino, or particularly Valpolicella, Ripasso, or Amarone. This is a great soil and great climate, microclimate.
Great. Marco, I need to tell you that after my visit in Abruzzo, when we met the first time, and it was in 2017, I can say that it's, and I totally agree with you, it's one of the most beautiful region in Italy. But at the same time, I got the feeling and I got the impression that this is also one of the most underrated regions in Italy. Do you agree with me? And I think that you, as an outsider, I think you have, because you live close to Verona, I think you have a good perspective. So I want to ask you, in your opinion, Abruzzo as a region and also wines from Abruzzo have the specific and characteristic something to offer, which can translate into also the commercial success of this place? The place as Abruzzo as a region, of course, the wines produced there also.
Sławek, first of all, I feel now as Abruzzo people now.
You're like a part of the region.
Yes, I'm a part, and now I think as a producer, Abruzzo producer. First of all, in this area, there are about 17,000 hectares that are planted. It's a lot. It's a very big area. In all Abruzzo with Montepulciano grape. And it means it's a very, very big production. As we can say the Chianti, not Chianti Classico, but the Chianti area is quite the same, 17,000 hectares. And so as an area, it's not possible that all the producers have as vision the premium wines, iconic wine, or cult wine, or top quality. So you find top quality, iconic wine, cult wine, and at the same time easy wine for Montepulciano. This is why of the big area. And the second problem, as I can tell you, is the old mentality of the people who lives. But in the past, now I see a big change with the young producer, young farmers. They understand the high quality and the possibility of this great variety. But I think, and this is why we decided to invest in this area, the Abruzzo and the Montepulciano grape variety give you, as a producer, I speak as a farmer and a state, the possibility to produce premium wine, but really premium, iconic wine, or cult wine, with top qualities. And at the same time, if you want, as a producer, if you wanted to produce a little bit more, you can produce simply wine at the same time. So this is the possibility and the great opportunity of offer from this variety, top, premium, and simply wine at the same time.
Yeah, Marco, but of course, we know that its potential is great, but I want to come back to the beginning of my question about the underrated of the Abruzzo as a region, because you've got a great product, but honestly, I don't know if are many peoples around the world that they have an image of the Montepulciano as a high-quality grapes and high-quality wines. So we will talk about it a little bit later, but I think that Abruzzo as a region has a lot of things to do to create the image of the region.
Yes.
Because it's absolutely fantastic place to spending a time there. Abruzzo as a region has a lot of things to offer for the tourists. But I'm from the point of view of the person who will live in Poland. I think that nobody knows about it, about the Abruzzo as a touristic place to visit. Tuscany is very famous. Now the Puglia, it's absolutely great. The Sardinia, of course. The Sicily, of course. But how about the Abruzzo? It's so many to offer.
Yes, we have a lot to offer because as tourist, you can spend your time, your holiday, not only at the sea coast, but you can, for example, take a bike and make 130 kilometers on the bike road that now is one of the nicest and longest bike road in Italy. That is quite directly on the coast, and this is something of nice and particular. But you can walk in the mountain, and we have a very nice place in the near the Aquila and near the Gran Sasso that you can see particularly place that I have never seen in my life such nice places where nobody there is, and no restaurants, no hotels. There are like in Asia or in the mountain in North Asia. Those are very, very nice places there. But it's right what you say. We have to invest. And we all have to invest. I mean, not only we as a producer, as estates, but the politician has to invest in publicity and in advertising for the territory. We have to make an upgrade for our airport, for example, in Pescara, that is a small airport, to give the possibility to the people to come to Abruzzo. And the consortium, for example, has to invest, and that the consortium of Montepulciano do a great job. But he inviting journalists, masterclasses. He organized masterclass not only in Abruzzo but abroad. They organize tasting in Abruzzo and abroad. They make invitation for influencer, importers. I tell you, the consortium of Montepulciano in this moment do a great job.
Yeah, it's nice to hear it, but I think that maybe the government of the Regione di Abruzzo should invest the money to hire some director to create a great movie about the Abruzzo, like it was in Tuscany, or maybe they should offer some estate to buy for a famous singer or something to make Abruzzo more famous, not only in the wines but also to other people, because Abruzzo is really fantastic place with the great wines, with the fantastic food, with a fantastic landscape and great beaches. Also, the coast of the sea, it's fantastic, and the environment there, it's very, very, very good.
But we have we have another problem in Abruzzo, and the problem is that about 50% of the Abruzzo production is bottled outside the region Abruzzo. And some region, as Tuscany, for example, there are a lot of big bottling companies in Tuscany, in Piedmont, in Lombardy, in Veneto as well, that they bottle Montepulciano. And so they have no the relation with the territory. And it's this is, for my opinion, a big problem. Yes, the consortium understood. And they now, with the new vintage 2023, they decided now to create 10 sub-areas in Abruzzo. And if, as a producer, if you are in one of these sub-areas, you can choose to produce normally simply Montepulciano or sub-area Montepulciano called, for example, the hills from Pescara or from Chieti or dell'Aquila. And so in these cases, you can sell the bulk wine in other regions. You have to produce, to ferment it, the wine, to bottle the wine in the territory. And this is a very important point that the consortium did.
Okay. Marco, so let's focus a little bit of the Montepulciano as a grape variety. We know that it's not an easy grape to grow, mainly due to its long maturation period. So what kind of actions and efforts do you need to take with your vineyards and with your winemaking team to make a good, well-balanced Montepulciano wine?
Allora, first of all, you have the Montepulciano give you this opportunity. So, if you wanted to produce a big Montepulciano, you have to invest in your vineyards. So that is what we do, and so you can reduce the quantity per hectare and produce of the same time a very great Montepulciano. Montepulciano had its plus and advantage or weakness. Advantage for Montepulciano, for example, is the grape variety have a lot of tannins and good acidity, and that helps the producer to produce a really top and perfect wine that can age more than 10 years. The weakness is the problem is that with a hot summer and drought summer, as the last 3 years, the soil gets so hard that it cracks, it splits. And in this case, we lose the humidity and the water that is in the soil. So you have to work a lot in the vineyards, but not only when you have hot summer and drought summer. You have to work a lot if you have a rainy season. So you have to remove the leaves, you have to remove the branches with mildew, you have to deselect the branches. It's a lot of job or work, but only if you believe in the territory, in this area, in the Montepulciano grape, and you work with the Montepulciano, you work in your vineyards, you can obtain a really big wine.
Okay, so the vineyards is the key.
Yes, but it's not only in Abruzzo; it's all over Italy, and I see the switch in some region began in the 70s, the beginning of the 70s, the same in the Chianti Classico, for example. They decided, big producer, quality producer began to invest in their own vineyards or to buy new vineyards.
Okay. Marco.
Are you enjoying this podcast? There is so much more high-quality wine content available from Mama Jumbo Shrimp. Check out our new wine study maps, our books on Italian wine, including Italian Wine Unplugged, The Jumbo Shrimp Guide to Italian Wine, Sangiovese Lambrusco and Other Stories, and much, much more on our website, mamajumboshrimp.com. Now back to the show.
We know that Abruzzo is now not only famous for the Montepulciano wines. Of course, Montepulciano is the main grape variety, but also we are observing a trend of growing popularity, for example, of the Pecorino wines, the white wine. We know that Pecorino is from Marche, but also in Abruzzo, it's growing and growing. And you make Pecorino as well, which I personally like very much.
Thank you.
So what do you think is why we have the Pecorino boom now?
It's right. Actually, we have a Pecorino boom. It's especially in the restaurant, in the wine shops, not only in Italy, but in the other country as well. Perhaps it depends because the consumer now in this moment is looking for indigenous grape variety. And so one of these is sure the Pecorino is an old variety. There are two reasons, especially that plants this variety, this is Marche, as you told, and Abruzzo as well. In Abruzzo, we have about 650 hectares. It's not a big, large extension, but it's interesting for the quality and for the opportunity to use this variety, not only to produce fruity and fresh wine, but gives you the opportunity to produce a complex wine, a minara with mineral notes. And
also some herbal notes, which I really like it in Pecorino.
Yes, and if you obtain this, you can produce a Pecorino that can age 2, 3, 4 years without problems. And this is the interesting aging potential that Pecorino has. It's small, but now everybody that produce Pecorino, we are all, as we say in Italy, in the same boat, and we try to produce a good quality, and that is for everybody good.
Yeah, and Pecorino is also, I think, very food friendly wine. It's very good to pairing with some, for example, vegetable dishes like asparagus that we ate during the lunch together today. Yeah, so it's very friendly, good fruit friendly wine. Yeah.
Yes, with the fish variety, fish it's perfect, or with light pasta. It's in Abruzzo, for example, Pecorino is with the people drink it as aperitif as well.
Okay, Marco, Abruzzo wines, in my opinion, have quite a bit of work to do in terms of the image building. You told us about the high quality in Montepulciano. And of course, I really appreciate what you do and your team, what you are doing with the Montepulciano, and I really appreciate your results. But on the other hand, the image of the Montepulciano for many decades was created by the powerful production of the Cantina Sociale, the cooperatives offering a rather simple, cheap, the Montepulciano d'Abruzzo and also Trebbiano d'Abruzzo wines. I don't value it. I don't say that's bad. And of course, I realize the production of the cooperatives is like the backbone of the Italian winemaking. But what, in your opinion, should happen to create the image of the high-quality Montepulciano, and how to create the market for and the space on the market for the Montepulciano with the high quality, with long aging potential, compared to this one, which is very popular on the mass market?
It's quite difficult.
I know. That's why I'm asking.
Yes. The cooperative, they produce about 80% of the whole production of Montepulciano. But the cooperative now, in the last year, do a good job with the quality. They increase their quality. It's not easy as a cooperative manager to say to the grower, you have to produce less, and because the mentality in many cases are, as a grower, I produce more, so I win more, I have more money. So you have only one way as a cooperative or as a manager of a big company to say to the grower, I pay you more, but you bring me a better quality. And this is what's happened now in Abruzzo. The mentality of the people, of the manager, is changing. It's not so easy to change for a so big area. I told you 17,000 hectares. But it helps that small producer and small estate as we are going in another way of the quality, and so also the cooperative decided in the last year to follow and to go this way. This is interesting and positive for the region and for the Montepulciano wine grape variety. In the past, it's right, the Montepulciano had an image of a simple wine. Yes, it's right. But at the same time, you have to say that the positive side of this is that some big producer or some cooperative gives the opportunity to export a great quantity of their wines in, I think, all over the world. So the positive is the knowledge for the consumer about Montepulciano. The next step is to show there is not only simply Montepulciano, but you can find a great premium Montepulciano or iconic or cult Montepulciano. So this is not only bad, but I see the opportunity. The opportunity is that the people just know about Montepulciano, so that the other have to invest and to show that there is another type, another quality of Montepulciano. But I can say that now not only big producer, but at the same time the small producer and big producer follow this way of the quality and to show there is another Montepulciano.
Yeah, you're right, Marco. I agree with you that this is the advantage. And as you said, that when the consortium put a lot of efforts to create an image of the better quality of Montepulciano, it's very good, and it's very nice to hear it that they are thinking about it. It's very good. It's very good.
No, I assure you that the consortium is I think, a revolution. All the other regions in Italy are looking for what the consortium and the region is doing now, because it's a revolution. We are the first region that has a so big area that begin to speak about 10 sub-area. One of these, for example, is the Colline Terramane. Of the 10 sub-area, this is the only one that had the denomination of DOCG, the top level of quality appellation wine in Italy. And this is really a good job of what we all do now in Abruzzo.
That's great, Marco. And my last question about the Abruzzo, because in the second part of our conversation, I would like to shift a little bit to use your experience and knowledge of the distributor. But my last question about the Abruzzo and your wines, because you've got very particular project, which is called Orsus. It's a DOCG Colline Terramane, as you mentioned. It's a very particular wines which I love it. So could you tell us something more about this project?
Allora, our estate is a 30-hectare big estate. It's not so big, but it's not so small. And as my father and I and my sister, of course, decided to invest and to buy this hill that has a big S form. We divided the hill in 4 vineyards. But now I can guarantee you that the whole hill is divided in 17 plots. Why? Because of we see that the quality in some plots are completely different as with the same Montepulciano grape variety as the other. So we decided to make something of special, and the special thing is the quality begins in the vineyards. Everybody speaking now about the qualities in the vineyards, and it's right. Everything is right, but in the case of Fossocorno that we divided in 17 plots, the 17 plots are because the area are different, the soil are different, the conditions are different, the slope, one is facing south, one is facing southeast, the other are west, and so you
can talk about something like a MGA, like a Menzione Geografica Aggiuntiva.
Yes, it's particularly, and so we decided the next step that we did is, and we do now, is to produce the single vineyards or the quality, the grape of the single plots for one wine, or the addition of 2 single plots for a particular wine. So we have in this moment 7 types of Montepulciano. And this is something that I only listen now for example, in Chianti Classico or in Barolo area, where the producer had a single plot, single vineyards. The one is different of the other, and they produce a single vineyards wine.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think that not so many people heard about it.
It's a long way. The fermentation then takes single, and I mean our harvest begins in the end of August and ends at the end of October. 2.5 months of harvest. Why? Because we decided to harvest when of the single plots when the quality is reached the right moment and the right condition of the grapes, the maturity of the grapes. So.
Okay, Marco, we've got a few minutes left. So now I would like to refer a little to your experience also in the distribution market. You have been an active observer and participant in the wine market for many decades. So please tell me what market trends on the Italian wines you currently identify?
There is, we can speak perhaps during the COVID and after the COVID time. During the COVID time, we saw that the people spent more money for premium wines. They didn't travel, they didn't buy clothes, they didn't go to restaurants, so they had more money to invest to buy premium wine. But in this time, we saw the change of the taste of the consumer. So after COVID, now the people started again to travel, to go to restaurant, to buy clothes, but the quality of their taste is still of more quality and less of cheaper wine. So we see interesting
change. Quality of life. People want to have a higher quality of life because they don't know what will happen in the next years.
Yeah, the people drink less quantity but better quality. This is a great opportunity for all producer.
Yeah, especially like you on your side and with your approach to produce the high quality wines. Yeah.
And for your demand of specific appellation or this the wine, the trend wine. But it's not easy to say because each nation, its country has his smell. So in Asia, for example, you sell more sweeter wine or wine with sweeter tannins with a higher alcohol. In Europe, for example, the people now ask more for fresh and fruity wine, less alcohol. In USA, the wineries they ask wine with a big structure. So it's not you have to choose with which nation, and each nation has his trend wine. For example, you go to Germany, and one of the most asked wine.
Let me guess, it's Lugano.
Yes, it's Lugano. Yes. Because of the people, they come to the Garda Lake, and this appellation and this area is close to south to the Garda Lake, and so the people drink in holiday Lugana, and when they go back home, they ask for Lugana, and or Pinot Grigio, and as you told, the Apulia is another region, south region, where now is the boom for the Primitivo. But tourists now go to Apulia, they drink Primitivo there, and so they know about Primitivo. That is what I saw. We have to do the same in Abruzzo. We have to bring the people, the consumer, in our country, in our region. When they see the landscape, the territory, the land, they fell in love, and they will buy Montepulciano.
Absolutely, I fell in love in Abruzzo. Also, thanks to you, Marco, because I remember when I visited Abruzzo the first time, with you showed me the winery and the vineyards and etc. And at the end of the day, you took me to the restaurant, and it was on the border between the Abruzzo and the Marche. And it was for me, it was one of absolutely fish and seafood, the best dinner I have ever eaten. It was something absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah, and, Marco, but about the trends, what, in your opinion, which markets are the most attractive at this moment from the perspective of the Italian producer and distributor? It's Asia, it's US, it's Eastern Europe.
No, I think it's still North America and Europe for the quality wines, but Asia is still increasing. Japan, for example, is...
Yeah, I know you've got a lot of connections with Japan.
We sell very well in Japan, and but there are countries as South Korea, Singapore, Vietnam, that the consumer begin to drink Italian wine, and so the connection is better with the Italian taste, Italian wine, Italian food, and for my opinion, these are now the new country, the new area where it's open an opportunity for Italian wine or for Montepulciano wine.
Okay, great. Marco, my last question we mentioned the post-COVID era, and in some of the producers I talked to told me that this is the time of the erosion of the idea of the wine first. And there's certain formula has run out. Also, of course, because of the cost-cutting reasons. How do you see in it, and what, from your perspective as a producer and distributor, does the Italian wine market need to develop and reach new groups of potential consumers?
Yes, I tell you yes, because in the past, as you said, the fairs was more business meeting points where the people, the producer, made real business and sold a lot of wine. Why? Because in the past there were less fair. The fair was smaller, and there were less producers. And so for importer, there was an opportunity to see in a small fair a lot of producer from more areas of Italy. But now it's changed, and the fairs, we do a lot of fairs, but we see the fairs is not more business, it's more a public relation moment where you meet your customer, your clients, and the problem is, as you told, the fair cost a lot of money, and now
you think that the fair and also what is around the fair, yes, so the hotels, the trip,
the restaurants,
the prices are crazy in the hotels.
But this is a big question, because last week I was in Switzerland. I spoke with some producers for Austria and for Germany, and they told me, for example, if they would take place in the Provine, for example, of Italy, or the Paris fair. This is a big question, because it is a question of the cost, and now you have to be to pay very attention of where you invest your time and your money. So is it, for example, there are some fairs that they moved from the area where the first fair where they are, they meet to the to Asia, to USA, or in other states of Europe. So there are another problem is the problem of the importer, and the importer have to choose in which fair he will concentrate his time, and I don't know. I think it's a hard decision for an importer and for the producer, and which fair you have to bet to invest, and it can be good or.
It's a huge challenge for all the players on the market, because also I've got also the same decision problems and the same decision dilemma when to go to Vinitaly or to other. But on the other hand, I have heard from many people, the buyers and the importers and also the producers, the Vinitaly this year was a huge success.
Yes, it was a great success from importers of all over the world. Yes.
Okay, so I think that we should put a dot at this moment because we've got a couple of minutes for our listeners. So, Joy, we got some questions from our listeners?
Hi there, Slawek. That was a great conversation. I do not see any questions from the public at the moment.
Okay.
But I could probably ask one thing that I was thinking about when you were talking about food.
Yes.
You were talking about pecorino and you were talking about asparagus. I love asparagus. I eat it like every day. But I was going to ask, Marco, what is your favorite food, and do you drink it with one of your wines, and which one?
My favorite food is fish.
Okay. You did say it
Yes,
pairs with fish.
I bring Sławek to a fish restaurant, and so is. I love fish, and I love not only pecorino. Sure, I drink pecorino because I'm the producer, and I taste some other pecorino as well, other wine. But I love. I'm interested in other wines, white wine and red wine, of course, of all over the world. And so I like wine. This is my business, and what to say? It's so.
Yeah. No, that's fine. You like fish. Okay, so you would probably have, a fish dish with yeah, okay. I figured you were going to say that, but I thought I'd ask just in case. All right. Well, you guys, it is coming up to the end of the hour, and I am going to close the room. This is going to play on the Italian Wine Podcast, so I will notify you when it is going to come out, probably next week, I think. And if anybody has any questions that they want to ask at any point, even after this goes out on the podcast, then you can always email us at info@italianwinepodcast.com, and we will send you guys the questions to answer. But yeah,
Sure.
Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a good tasting tonight, and lots of good food and good conversation.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Joy and Laika, and thanks to everybody for joining us this evening. Sorry for the time. I know that's 4:30 on Friday. It's not a good time to make a Clubhouse.
No, it's perfect. It's perfect. It's good.
It's a drive time home, and they're starting the weekend, so maybe it's a good time to open some bottles. With Marco, we will do in a couple of minutes in one of my wine bar. So we wish to everybody a great weekend, and hear and see you next time.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, you as well. And actually, I forgot. Laika, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm listening.
Sorry, I was just wondering, what do we have going on next week?
Yeah, so for next week, it's going to be Angelo Sacolo. He will be interviewing Lorenzo Scavino of Azelia Winery. That's going to be on Thursday, and we actually changed our Clubhouse time to 5:30 p.m. So that's going to be our new slot. So that's going to be at 5:30 p.m. May 25, Thursday.
Cool. Okay. Well, then, with that, I wish everybody a fantastic weekend, and we'll talk to you guys next time.
Ciao.
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 Thank you, everybody. Ciao, Joy. Ciao.
Listen to the Italian Wine Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. We're on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Himalaya FM, and more. Don't forget to subscribe and rate the show. If you enjoy listening, please consider donating through ItalianWinePodcast.com. Any amount helps cover equipment, production, and publication costs. Until next time, cin cin.